Congress party has announced a 45-day nationwide protest against proposed changes in the Manrega scheme. The movement will start from Saturday. States like Karnataka, Telangana and Punjab have already passed resolution opposing the changes. Tamil Nadu, Kerala and West Bengal have also supported the protest. The opposition claims that removing Mahatma Gandhi's name, increasing central control and shifting the financial burden to states are attack on the federal structure. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has said the state will challenge these changes in court. The issue is expected to trigger strong political debate across the country. India will get its first Vande Bharat sleeper train from January 17th. Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav announced that the train will run between Kolkata and Guwahati. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the service at Malda town in West Bengal. The sleeper train will operate 6 days a week between Howrah Junction and Kamakhya. Along with this, 6 new Amrit Bharat Express train will also start services on January 17th and 18th. The Railway Minister said that Indian Railway will see major reforms in 2026 with wide use of artificial intelligence to improve safety, punctuality and passenger services. West Bengal leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari has sent a legal notice to Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. He has asked her to provide proof of her allegations within 72 hours. Suvendu warned that if no evidence is given, he will file a defamation case. Mamata Banerjee recently accused Suvendu Adhikari of acting as a link to send coal smuggling money to Union Home Minister Amit Shah. After these serious allegations, political tension in West Bengal have increased sharply. Leaders from both the ruling party and the opposition are making strong statements, and the issue has become a major political controversy in the state. A fresh dispute has emerged between Karnataka and Kerala over the proposed Malayalam language bill. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has written a letter to Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan expressing concern over the bill. The proposed law plans to make Malayalam compulsory in schools including Kannada medium school in border districts like Kasaragod. Siddaramaiah said this move could harm the rights of Kannada-speaking people. He warned that if the bill is passed, Karnataka will use constitutional provision to oppose it. The issue has raised concern about language rights, federal balance and cooperation between neighbouring states. A speeding Audi car caused a major accident in Jaipur, leaving one person dead and at least 16 injured. According to police, the car was moving at nearly 120 km per hour and appeared to be racing on a busy road. The driver lost control and the Audi first hit the road divider. After that, the car crashed into several food stalls on the roadside. A video of the incident has gone viral on social media, showing the severity of the crash and the panic at the spot. Injured people were rushed to the nearby hospitals. Police have detained the driver and started an investigation into the incident. According to a senior official from the Trump administration, the United States is considering allowing India to buy crude oil from Venezuela under strict monitoring. This could restart trade that had stopped due to US sanction on Venezuela. Reports say that Reliance Industries has already begun the process of seeking approval from the US authority. If allowed, it may help India manage its energy needs at lower cost. At the same time, US President Donald Trump has spoken about making large investments in Venezuela's oil sector. However, no final decision has been officially announced yet. Pakistan's Defense Minister Khwaja Asif has sparked controversy with a strong statements against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In a television interview, he demanded that Netanyahu should be kidnapped. He appealed to the United States and Turkey to arrest him, calling Netanyahu the biggest criminal against humanity. This statement has drawn attention internationally and may invite diplomatic reactions. Such remarks by the senior government leader are being seen as highly provocative. Political analysts believe the comment could increase tension and affect Pakistan's relation with other countries, especially those closely linked to Israel and the United States. US President Donald Trump has claimed that protesters have taken control of Mashhad, Iran's second largest city. Sharing videos on social media, Trump said more than 1 million people came out on the streets and that security forces abandoned the city. He described the situation as a major uprising against the Iranian government. However, no independent or reliable international source has confirmed this claim so far. Iranian authorities have also not issued any official statement supporting Trump's version. Experts caution against believing unverified claims and say the situation in Iran remains unclear. The post office time deposit scheme is a safe investment option that offers interest of up to 7.5%. Investors can open a time deposit account for 1, 2, 3 or 5 years depending on their financial goals. The 5-year time deposit also gives tax benefit under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act. Any Indian citizen can open this account with a minimum deposit of just Rs 1,000. Interest is calculated quarterly but paid annually. The scheme is backed by the government, making it a low-risk investment. Account holders can also avail loan facilities against the deposit in case of need. The second match of the Women's Premier League will be played today between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals. Mumbai Indians will look to make a strong comeback after losing their opening match. The team will aim to improve its batting and fielding performance. On the other hand, Delhi Capitals will start their WPL season today under the captaincy of Marizanne Cap-Rodrigues. Delhi has a balanced squad with strong all-rounders and young Indian players. Fans are expecting an exciting contest as both teams are eager to gain early momentum in the tournament and secure important points. Severe cold weather has affected many parts of North India. In Uttarakhand, the temperature dropped to -19 degrees Celsius and a waterfall in Pithoragarh has completely frozen due to extreme cold. Rajasthan is also facing harsh winter conditions, with Jaisalmer recording a temperature of just 4.6 degrees Celsius. In Bihar, cold wave conditions are active in 32 districts, causing health problems and disruption in daily life. Meanwhile, dense fog has covered several areas of Uttar Pradesh, badly affecting rail services. Due to poor visibility, around 50 trains are running late, causing inconvenience to passengers traveling across the state. That's all for today's bulletin. We'll be back with more updates next time. Until then, this is Tamanna Rizvi signing off. Have a good day.